Okay, here we are, day 4 of the turbo build, and yesterday I went and I picked up a bunch of stuff, and so we have a few ways to try out the best way to get these bolts out. So I went and got a Dremel tool with some cutting bits. I went and bought these kinds of bolt extractors. I went and got a real set of vice grips, and a big drill bit that will be big enough to drill the heads off those bolts. So we are going to kind of try all of them, and so we're going to try starting with the easiest, which I think is the vice grips, and then kind of work our way up in kind of screwed overness. Alright, so those vice grips suck. They're like a multi-tool vice grip, so they have like a knife on them, which I thought would be kind of cool, but then when I opened them up, they're super flimsy. Basically, they are not what you want for vice grips. So anyway, they're going back because they're garbage. They don't clamp onto anything with enough force to do work. So we got this little guy out. I'm cutting through this one. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday. I only bought one drill bit where I could use a few more that aren't this huge, because I started drilling these two, and when it gets down to where it's at right there, it needs like a smaller drill bit to be able to guide it. So I might run and pick up another couple of drill bits and take that tool back, but we're gonna see what we can do cutting right now. Kind of see. So I just put a divot in it. But yeah, I think this is gonna work out pretty well. It's not as much of a pain as I thought it was gonna be, and really I should have just done this from the start. Go get some stuff to just drill them out with, because it's being a whole lot easier. Anyway, it's kind of how it's going right now. Okay. So I was able to get another couple of them out, and I just went back to the hardware store while my Dremel was. I went back to the store while my Dremel was charging and picked up another couple of drill bits. Hopefully they'll help me out. And the one that I have is kind of big, and I needed a couple that were smaller, so hopefully that works. I also picked up some real penetrating oil that's not WD-40 and some brake cleaner and stuff like that. And yeah, it's about 2:30 now. I got here at noon, so I was at the store for about half an hour. Anyway, another 2 hours down, and I got maybe 2 bolts out. Not the pace that I want to be going at, is 1 bolt an hour, because I think there's still 5 more. Hopefully with these new tools I'll be able to get on and bust them out. So here's the drill bits I got. I got a 1/4 inch and 3/16, and then I got these stubby bits. I figure they might help me over here on this one that's going to be pretty hard to reach. But yeah, that's what we're working with. So I also picked up a set of picks for this reason. That one spun by itself. And it's coming out now. It's gonna be kind of slow, but it'll come. Yeah, holy cow. There's that one. Now let's get this one. Hopefully it'll be similarly, not that that one was that easy, but it wasn't the end of the world. Go ahead and hit it with PB Blaster. The best. Okay, I just got another one. So you can see on this one, I cut kind of a T into it. And then I used the hammer to kind of bang it around to loosen it. And that worked pretty well. So that's what I'm going to try on this other one too. And that's what I've been trying to do over here on these other ones. They're just really hard to get to because they're so freaking close to that rail. So anyway, getting close. They're coming slowly, but they're coming. There's nothing else for me to do, so I mean, this has to get off. So yeah. Okay, I'm just getting another one out. So what seems to be working best is to just kind of drill the head mostly off, and then use a screwdriver kind of like a chisel and make a dent in it, and then pound it like this and pound that way with a big sledge and just kind of knock it loose, and then I can just take needle nose pliers to loosen it until I can start hand loosening it, because it only takes one little pop for it to come loose. I mean, just that one pop for it to be able to get loosened with pliers. So they're not torqued a ton. That's kind of the remnants of that one. Golly. Freaking getting destroyed. Oh, I think I'm going to have to put washers down on some of these ones where I've drilled, because I accidentally have missed a little bit and I'm hitting the front cover. And for them to seat correctly, I think I need to have a washer. Anyway, there's 3 left. There's still those 2 over there that are just so hard to get to. I got the 2 out that were down on the bottom, and I got one of them out from right there, and then this one is getting really close. It's still kind of being a butt, and so I switched over to that one, and it just came out, so I should be able to get this one now. That's the one I'm focusing on, and then after that, it's those last 2. There's one that I haven't even touched, and then the one above it, which is just kind of hard to get to. And mostly I'm just waiting on those. Excuse me. I'm just waiting on those 2 because the Dremel is charging. Kind of a cheap tool. It's nice, but you only get a good, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes out of the charge, if that. So anyway, mostly it's just a waiting game on that charger. But it's coming off. It's been a long day, but it's coming. So hopefully, I'm planning on being here most of the night. I mean, it's only 4 right now. I am doing about 1 bolt an hour. That sucks. Anyway, it's about 4, and I kind of plan on being here until I get the heads off tonight, which is kind of a long time, I think. I think I still have many hours to go, but we'll see. Maybe I'll stop before I get the heads off, I'll just try and get, maybe my goal should be just to get the cams disassembled and laid out on my bench. That's probably all I'll do so that I can get home, have some family time tonight. Anyway, keeping at it. Wow. Okay, so just got the last one off. Basically, I just didn't have the right tools, so I went and got a Dremel. The Dremel that I had was really cool. It's really small, but the battery literally lasts 5 minutes. It's the Dremel 7700. The Dremel 7700. It's a little guy. It's got a little tiny battery. It's kind of nice because you can get it up inside places. But it really just kind of sucks because the battery lasts 5 minutes and it doesn't even spin fast enough to do any kind of work. So I'm going to take that back because it's just a crappy tool. Anyway, my cousin brought out his real Dremel with the extension, which I would say is key for a real Dremel because you can't get the huge one in anywhere, and the point of having a Dremel tool is that you can get it in little places, and so this is pretty essential. Anyway, 2 minutes later I got both of those cut off, and yeah, basically it's just been a big long waste of a day because I didn't have the right tool, and mostly just because I was like, oh, 40 bucks for this little Dremel? Sure. Yeah, I don't want to pay 80 for the big Dremel. Bad idea. Anyway, so now we're going to take the front cover off. There's a few places, like right here, that you can pry. You can pry right here. You do want to make sure that here and here get some kind of penetrating oil, and because those are studs, like mounting studs. So you want to pry at those and make sure that they're loose. Yeah, both of mine are pretty loose, which look good. And then just kind of look for little cracks to be able to pry the rest of the way. There it goes. Oh, puked a little bit of oil. Kind of as expected. I'm gonna toss some cardboard down real quick. Get the rest of my tube out from underneath. There you go. This thing really is huge. I'm having issues with those guys. I need to find somewhere to pry on it over here. Okay, I got some really grody looking oil over on this side, but there's also another little bolt we need to take off because it's making it so the front cover doesn't come off. So here's the grody oil. Nasty. That one is kind of clean, but it's got some drips of nasty. This one's just like completely nasty. And right up here is our guy that's giving us grief. Take that off and just screw that straight back in. Because there's so many little bolts around, I don't know where they all go. While I'm down here, I'm also going to pull this ground strap off. And again, I'm going to leave it on the head so that I remember to put it back on. There's just a whole freaking ton of RTV on it. Yuck. Here's some nastiness. Blah. Milkshake. 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 That's really gross. I don't know what it is about it, but that stuff just grosses me out. I don't know what it is, because I can deal with gutting an animal, bloody people, vomit, cleaning toilets. There's just something that I can't explain about head gasket milkshake that makes me wanna yak. Maybe it's just because I know how much work is required when I see that, and it's just inherent. Ha! Ha! I don't know. Anyway, now let's take a look at the timing. Now we have this super cool timing setup. I don't know why they didn't do this. Probably cost-wise. This is probably a lot cheaper to do than a belt is. I mean, this is a lot more expensive than a belt. I wish they would have done timing chains on all of them, though, because the chain is freaking wicked. Anyway, so I have some like here where I just need to grab some vice grips and rip that off. Shouldn't be too bad now, though. Obviously, those big ones on the side. Anyway. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. It's just after 6, and I didn't get as far as I'd like, but, I mean, had some major progress today, and I actually got the front cover off. I tried a couple of these little guys. They're not stripped out. They come off really easy. And so getting the back cover off shouldn't be an issue, which I'm really grateful for. I'm going to go home and have some family time. I'm going to print out the factory service manual tonight so I can bring it with me tomorrow so that I know how all the timing is supposed to be set up before you pull everything apart. I don't know how much that really matters right now because it's going to get all taken apart. But at least I'll have it when I go to reset the timing and everything. And it's just a good idea to, go over the things you're going to be working on the next day or before you start in the morning. So either tonight or tomorrow morning before I head back over here. And so that I won't be lost or have any issues or any big hiccups that I didn't expect. Anyway, yeah, I got all my tools cleaned up and milkshake's sitting over there. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Yeah, so not as much as I would like for day 4, and I'm way farther behind than I thought I would be on day 4, but that's kind of how it goes. I got a bunch of notifications today that I got a ton of parts delivered to my house, and so I'm gonna go home and see what all I got, and yeah, should be good. I have a couple more things I still need to order, but I'm planning on getting them on Amazon with 2-day shipping, and I might be able to get 1-day shipping on a couple of them if they're in the warehouses here in the cities. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.